What makes a great philosopher? Is it their ability to ask deep questions, their power to challenge society, or their impact on the world today? From ancient Greece to modern existentialists, these thinkers have shaped how we live, think, and even govern our world. Today we explore some of the greatest philosophers of all time and the revolutionary ideas they left behind. Let's start at the beginning, with the father of Western philosophy, Socrates. Socrates, who lived from 470 to 399 BC, never wrote anything down, but his teachings changed history. His method? Asking endless questions. He believed that true wisdom comes from knowing how little you actually know. Unfortunately, Athens didn't like his ideas, and sentenced him to death. His final words? An unexamined life is not worth living. Then came his student, Plato, who lived from 427 to 347 BC. He introduced the theory of forms, the idea that the physical world is just a shadow of a greater reality. Ever heard of the allegory of the cave? Plato's metaphor suggests that most people live in ignorance, mistaking shadows for truth. Sound familiar? And then, there was Aristotle, who lived from 384 to 322 BC. A student of Plato and teacher of Alexander the Great, Aristotle believed knowledge should be based on observation and logic, not just abstract ideas. His work influenced everything, from science to politics. Even today, his golden mean teaches us the importance of balance in life. Fast forward to the medieval era, where philosophy met religion. Enter Augustine of Hippo, who lived from 354 to 430 AD. He shaped Christian theology, wrestling with questions of free will, evil, and divine justice. Then came Thomas Aquinas, born in 1225 and passed in 1274, who argued that faith and reason could coexist, an idea that still influences religious philosophy today. Then, the Enlightenment sparked a new age of reason. René Descartes, who lived from 1596 to 1650, gave us one of the most famous quotes in history, "I think, therefore I am." His radical skepticism laid the foundation for modern science and philosophy. Immanuel Kant, who lived from 1724 to 1804, took things even further. He asked, how do we know what's truly right or wrong? His answer? The categorical imperative, a moral rule that says we should only act in ways that we would want everyone else to act. Think of it as the ultimate ethical rulebook. Now let's enter the 19th and 20th centuries, where philosophy got a lot darker. Karl Marx, who lived from 1818 to 1883, challenged capitalism, claiming that history is a struggle between the rich and the poor. His ideas inspired revolutions, but also sparked controversy that continues today. Then there was Friedrich Nietzsche, who lived from 1844 to 1900, one of the most misunderstood philosophers. He declared, God is dead. But he wasn't celebrating. He feared that without religion, society would lose its moral foundation. His idea of the Übermensch, or Superman, suggested that individuals must create their own values instead of blindly following tradition. Finally, we have Jean-Paul Sartre, who lived from 1905 to 1980, the father of existentialism. He argued that life has no inherent meaning until we create one for ourselves. His philosophy of radical freedom challenged people to take full responsibility for their choices. So, why does any of this matter today? Because these thinkers shaped everything from our laws and governments to the way we see ourselves. Whether it's questioning authority like Socrates, finding balance like Aristotle, or defining our own purpose like Sartre, philosophy helps us navigate the biggest questions of life. So what do you think? Which philosopher do you agree with the most? Or do you have your own philosophy on life? Let's continue the conversation in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into philosophy and the mind.